Little bit of an Expanse update as Amazon may actually be about to finally release the TV rights back to Alcon. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So I've been talking about this for nearly a year now, that actually Alcon were very keen to continue doing something with The Expanse. Out of all the things and TV productions, movie things, etc. that they own, and Alcon do own the IP to The Expanse, that's the intellectual property, but Amazon own the TV and apparently the movie rights currently. But Alcon, that's basically their most valuable asset. That's the thing that actually was reasonably successful for them. The game that was released recently was very successful. There's been a comic book run, etc., etc. So they've been very keen for either Amazon to do something with The Expanse, either a new series, a return, whatever, TV movie, whatever, or for them to release the TV movie rights back to Alcon. Now, as you regular SciTrekkers would know, if you've been following this story, that actually Alcon did build something into the contract with Amazon that if they didn't do something with the IP for, I believe it was a 2-year period following the release of the last series, then the rights would revert back to Alcon, and that would allow them then to start talking to other people. If you, again, have followed the story, you'll know that Warner Brothers apparently expressed an interest in that, 18 months ago or a year ago, something. That interest has waned. They're no longer going to be moving forwards from that. But Apple potentially still are. Now, Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham, the original writers, the S.A. Corey pseudonym, have been exploring with Mr. Shankar, about creating a production company that would allow them to basically do the Penguin and a Parker role, because Penguin and Parker have now moved on to God of War, and they will not be involved in any new project that Alcon push forwards with. So they've been looking into creating a production company that would allow them to then work with Alcon and produce some sort of new TV series, potentially for Apple. Well, the contract, I spoke to you a few months ago, actually, that Alcon were trying to get those TV rights reverted back to themselves early. So at the moment, it would be like next summer or something that the rights would revert. Alcon would really like, though, to start making a little bit of money a bit sooner than that, if at all possible. And seeing that they've got potential customers lined up for something with The Expanse, they'd quite like to do that now. If you do like the video, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. Also, add a comment and a thumbs up. It really does help us with those pesky little YouTube algorithms. Now, apparently, 2 or 3 months ago, they went to Amazon and they basically said, look, can we have the rights back? You're not going to do anything with it. Can we have the rights back? And Amazon actually said, well, we don't know. We're not going to do anything with it. We might do something. And that pushed Alcon back and actually threw them through a loop, apparently, because they were like, you've expressed no interest up till now. They apparently, Amazon did look into maybe doing a couple of TV movies just after the last season ended. But they very quickly apparently decided that no, they couldn't, it wouldn't do the final books any sort of justice. And they very quickly put those plans they put a pin in those plans. I've actually spoke to sources that apparently they went as far as sort of storyboarding out some ideas for 3 TV movies. But they just basically said, look, we can't do the books any sort of justice in a TV movie, and it just wouldn't work. So, or would be way too expensive, and for the fan base of The Expanse, it's just too much money. So, not worth doing. So the current situation is that really threw Alcon through a loop. I'm being told, though, that since Christmas, that situation may have changed back. And actually, Amazon may now be willing to release them across. So they would get the rights back to Alcon. Where I'm being told is that this would be a straight up release. They would not ask for any money from Alcon. It would just be yeah, okay, you can have them back. The only thing holding anything up now really is the legal side of actually releasing those contracts back. So something would have to be written up very simply just to state that, yes, the contract is then void. As soon as that is done, Alcon will be free again to explore options for something to do with the Expanse. What would that be? I've always been told from day one that they would not jump straight into a new series, that if Apple take this on, they want it to be something that's different to what came before. So they don't necessarily want to do the next season. What they would rather do is sort of like some sort of spin-off, explore something else within the vast universe that was created for the Expanse series. There's several big things that were happening at the end of the last season that they could explore further. There is actually quite a big gap between books 6 and 7 of the Expanse series. It's nearly 30 years, 25 years or something like that. So the thinking for Apple is, well, that's a massive window that we can explore. Please, guys, get to the comments and tell me what story arcs you think would be most interesting. The bonus for that is as well that Apple could bring in different cast if it needed to. I'm sure they'll be exploring to try to get some of the more popular cast members back, but if they can't, if those people have moved on to other projects or whatever, it would really allow Apple to do something completely different. Then they could look in the future at maybe looking at the next book in the series. I actually think this is just fair by Amazon. They're looking at Alcon, a company they work very well with. They created a brilliant sci-fi series with. They've done other projects with in the past. Alcon are basically look, we need to start generating some income from this IP. Please just let us do that. And even though Amazon may have had a stop and a pause and think like, oh, actually, do we want to do something with this? They've then had a meeting and decided, no, actually, we don't. So I think this is just Amazon being very reasonable. Now, let's just see that once Alcon gets this IP back and they actually get the TV and movie rights back, can they strike a deal with somebody like Apple to bring back one of the most realistic sci-fi shows ever made? A sci-fi show that I actually think would fit perfectly on Apple. It just screams the sort of project that Apple have done in the past and the sort of thing they've done very well. You look at something like The Foundation, whether you like it or love it, imagine that with, you know, the Expanse writers and everything in the Expanse universe, that sort of style, that sort of feel to it. I think it just screams that would be perfect. But guys, get into the comments and tell me what you think. Is this a deal that sounds right to you? Is it something that you'd be excited to have return? Or actually, the Expanse was great, but we've moved on. Tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go over to patreon.com/SciTrek where most of our new videos do appear first. And you get to see them without the adverts, you lucky bunnies. Also, go to SciTrek.co.uk, which is our dedicated website, and we try to do articles based on a lot of our videos, and we try to add a bit more information for you to digest. Go check it out. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.